Well, I've come down to social services to speak with the Minister, Mr. Chris Robert Shaw. An ongoing story, really. It's still taking up quite a lot of press attention about changes to the Isle of Man's welfare state. And again, you're looking for public consultation. We've talked about this only recently, but you were going to run two sort of consultations, now merging into one. Can you explain?
Well, yes. We know it's an awful lot for everybody to swallow. There are a lot of areas that we're covering because we're really asking people to start to think differently. And we found in the end, though, that separating the two elements off could confuse the issue.
Can you remind us what the two elements were?
The two elements effectively focus on what is not fit for purpose about our benefit system, which in a nutshell is that in a low tax environment we actually have a universal system of benefits. In other words, those who don't need benefits sometimes get it, like for example child benefit. So there's money going out quite unnecessarily at a time we can no longer afford to do so. And on the other side, the upward side of the elevator, if you like, the two-way escalator, there is the issue of causing a trap, a benefits trap, where once people slip into the benefits trap, it's very difficult to get out of it. And what we've got to do in the two-way escalator is and this is in a very simplistic sense, is to bring funds down through means testing and needs testing in one direction and provide services to encourage people out of the benefits trap in the other way, in the other direction, so that the two together can be seen as a holistic whole. And so hopefully when seen that way, people will say, okay, well, such and such a thing is a difficult decision, but it's fair and we get it. And that's why I brought the two together.
Okay. Well, so I mean, really, nothing's changed otherwise. You're still saying we are going to make cuts. It's just a question of where the cuts are going to happen.
Well, again, that's something of a misunderstanding. Yes, the financial environment we're in is very different, but it's not just about cuts. It's creating a welfare and social system which is fit for purpose going forward, because it's not just about trying to focus money where it's really needed. It's about recognising as well the fact that in the coming years the balance of expenditure is going to change significantly. For example, as I think we've perhaps discussed before, the number of elderly people will increase significantly and the costs associated with it will increase significantly. So we're trying to not just cut, but create a system which is fit for the future.
I mean, we have talked about this before, and so, I mean, nothing's going to change out there. Let me ask you this, since you've launched it, have you had a mass amount of people contacting you with ideas or their worries, their concerns?
Well, we've had a number of comments, quite a few of them, I have to say, supportive, and along the lines, well, we're pleased that you're trying to get a handle on it. We've also, to be fair, had criticism along the lines of, well, yeah, it's okay doing this, but why can't you just reduce the size of government or not spend so much on capital expenditure? And I think these are very important points to address, because we're not trying to adjust and remodel our welfare system in isolation. This should be and is part of a series of projects which government has got to pursue. So yeah, we've got to anyway bring down the size of government and make it more efficient. And we have to be very, very careful about our capital expenditure programme, but we have to do this as well. We actually have to do all these things. That's the magnitude of the challenge government's got.
Well, I mean, you put it out to consultation, and really, at the end of the day, you've actually just got to persuade the people inside Tynwald, haven't you, to vote? And that isn't going to be easy. Just look at the preschooling and the mess that went on there in the end. You've got to win the hearts and the minds of Tynwald, have you not, to get this through, regardless of what the public say or even feel.
Well, you make the very good point, and the point is that there's little point in me taking these very, very difficult issues to Tynwald in a debate in December unless I've actually given everybody the opportunity to start focusing on it, discussing it, offering their criticisms and ideas, which is why actually I call it a debate. And it's available, the consultation document is available now. If you click onto gov.im, go to social care, it's pretty straightforward clicking on that. When you get onto the social care webpage, the homepage, the link through to the consultation is right at the top of the page, and that will then send you to SurveyMonkey, I think it's .com, and an opportunity then to give us your thoughts and views. It will take anything between, if you want to do it quickly, 10 minutes. If you want to add additional points, it could take you up to 15 to 20 minutes. But regardless of whether you're supportive or critical, or perhaps a bit of both, we'd be delighted to hear from you.
But again, that's the public. I'm asking you about the members of Tynwald. Have you entered a debate with them? Are you going to be able to get them on side for any votes that you may have to come upon to get this through? To any changes at all, we'll need a vote. Well, they're not from Tynwald.
Indeed, but we have to take this in stages. I mean, Council of Ministers are obviously very, very clear about what my department is setting out to do. The members have had the presentations now that are coming out into the public some weeks ago. And then now the debate ensues with the public. As I say, it'll result in a debate in Tynwald in December. Thereafter, we get down to specifics, difficult specifics. What do we do with child benefits and those sort of questions? Where are we going to focus means testing? How is this going to roll out? All very, very big questions. This is no small task that we're entering into.
And that's what I'm putting to you. All I'm trying to say is that the preschool scenario didn't go anywhere near to plan. I mean, it started off with good intentions, but it all got bogged down, and
But to be fair, Paul, let's be straight about this. The issue with regard to nursery education came out very, very quickly after the government was formed. Ministers were focusing in on their departments. We immediately had to face our first budget. It was incredibly difficult to get through that. Now we've got time to identify what we want to do, spend time talking to people, formulate our policies around our principles, engage the electorate, and then in a more mature way, if you like, hopefully debate these in the House in Tynwald.